I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. That's right. Today, we'll be playing with Solemnity. The card Solemnity. Alright, players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. Cool card. So, obviously, this card is not going to do a whole lot on its own. In Modern, it does nerf some cards like Arcbound Ravager or Steel Overseer or Infectax. Beats them pretty good, but the true power is going to be with the combo with Phyrexian Unlife. So with Phyrexian Unlife out, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life, and as long as you have 0 or less life, all damage dealt to you is infect damage. So normally you could die from the infect damage, but with Solemnity you can't get counters. So with these two enchantments out, your opponent can't kill you with damage, which is pretty good. Not bad for a 2-card combo. Not exactly amazing for Modern, but we'll see how it does. So the other combo we have with Solemnity is Kitchen Finks. Can't get -1/-1 counters, so it's impossible to kill Kitchen Finks through conventional means of it going to the graveyard. It just comes back and gains you 2 life. Some decks are focused around comboing off, gaining infinite life. We aren't. We're just playing Solemnity in a fair and reasonable fashion. So Solemnity isn't exactly the best card in the deck. In fact, it's probably the worst card in the deck unless you specifically also have Phyrexian Unlife. But we're going to see how it does. The rest of the deck is basically a deck you may have seen before, just red-white hate cards. So I mean, Phyrexian Unlife and Solemnity are kind of hate cards as well. Like Phyrexian Unlife is just great against burn anyways. It's like gain 10 life at the very minimum. And then Solemnity also does stuff sometimes against decks like Infect. So yeah, we have some 2-drops. Chalice completely wrecks certain decks. Chalice on 1 is the usual, although you can Chalice on 0. It stops like Lotus Bloom, Ancestral Vision, Living End, that sort of thing. Wall of Omens just protects our Planeswalkers, draws us cards, is a reasonable 2-drop. Tormenting Voice is going to allow us to dig for whatever we need and get rid of whatever is bad, because a lot of our cards are bad in certain matchups and terrible in other. Wait, a lot of our cards are bad in certain matchups and terrible in other ones. So we want to find the cards that are only bad, not terrible. Alright, the mana base. We have sort of a mana base to accommodate Blood Moon, lots of planes, lots of ways to search up planes. Temple of Triumph is pretty good in this deck because we don't have many early drops, like we're not running any 1-drops for Chalice. So we want to be scrying in the early game. Also have Gemstone Caverns to get lucky with. Ghost Quarter, which works well with Blood Moon. You can Ghost Quarter yourself, search up a plains, or Ghost Quarter one of your opponent's basic lands and then Blood Moon them. Yeah, so Blood Moon is a card in the deck as well. Sometimes wins you the game. Pretty good. Wrath of God for the creature decks. We're not really running too much spot removal, so we've got a bunch of Wrath of Gods to sort of pick up the slack there. And then Nahiri is going to be our win condition in conjunction with Emrakul. Ulting Nahiri. Nahiri, just a great card for the deck. Card selection, removal, etc., etc. And also Chandra, our backup win condition / value engine. So that's the main deck. Sideboard is a bunch of white cards, which are pretty good sideboard cards in Modern. We have Stony Silence for Affinity, Lantern, Rest in Peace for the graveyard decks, Celestial Purge for the black decks, mostly for like Liliana of the Veil in particular, but also good against like mono red or any black deck. Oblivion Ring, multi-purpose removal. Nevermore, good against the combo decks. Can name their key components like Ad Nauseam or Scapeshift or Primeval Titan or Living End or whatever we want. Even just naming like Snapcaster Mage is sometimes reasonable. Kitchen Finks for more just solid card. More just solid card. Good to have solid card. Leyline of Sanctity for against discard decks or all-out burn. And then Elspeth as another win condition / value card. And yeah, that pretty much covers it. So let's just try it out and see what happens.